नहीं सर, लेक्चर था कैंसिल किया गया।
Yes. Okay, so let us start the today's session. Okay. So in the last session, we have seen the expression for, or rather, we have derived the Clausius inequality. In the last lecture, we have derived the Clausius inequality. We have seen the derivation for Clausius inequality in the last lecture. Okay, so in this lecture, okay, we will start with the principle of increase of entropy. We'll start with the principle of increase of entropy. Okay, so we will understand what is the principle of increase of entropy. Okay, what is the principle of increase of entropy? Okay, so see all of you. Okay, when we have seen the expression for Clausius theorem, okay, when we have seen the expression for Clausius theorem, okay, in that we have written this first term, ds is greater than or equal to del q by t. Okay, if you just refer previous lectures what we have done, okay, so we have seen this ds is greater than or equal to del q by t. Okay, so this just we have seen it in Clausius inequality, ds is greater than or equal to del q by t. Okay, so this term, okay, we have got it from Clausius inequality. This term we have got it from Clausius inequality. Okay, you can just refer the notes of the last lecture. Okay, ds is greater than or equal to del q by t. This is nothing but Clausius inequality. Okay, now see, for isolated system, okay, if you talk about the isolated system, okay, so for isolated system, so isolated system is a system wherever there is no heat transfer or there is no work transfer. Basically, there is no energy transfer. Okay, in isolated system, there is no energy transfer. So whenever there is no energy transfer, what do you mean by energy? It is either heat or work. Okay, so there is no any energy transfer. That means there is no any work transfer as well as there is no any heat transfer. So in simple, value of del q is zero. Value of del q is zero because for isolated system there will not be any energy interaction. Okay, that means what? Work transfer and heat transfer is zero. Okay, so heat transfer is zero. So when you write down this term, okay, what you will be able to get is ds, you will get it greater than, okay, ds for isolated system, it is greater than or equal to zero. Try to understand. When this del q is zero, this total term will tends to zero, right? So this we are doing for what? Isolated system. This we are doing for what? Isolated system. Okay, so change in entropy, what do you mean by ds? Ds is nothing but change in entropy, right? ds is nothing but change in entropy. So change in entropy of an isolated system, it is greater than or equal to zero. Okay, so ds is nothing but change. See, d is nothing but change, s is nothing but entropy. So change in entropy of isolated system is greater than or equal to zero. Why? Because for isolated system, del q is zero. So in this expression, when you put del q as a zero, okay, so ds you will get it greater than or equal to zero, right? So that is nothing but, okay, that is nothing but principle of increase of entropy. Okay, so that is nothing but principle of increase of entropy. What is the principle of increase of entropy? ds is greater than or equal to zero, it is called as principle of, okay, this particular term is called as principle of increase of entropy. Okay, so this particular term ds greater than or equal to zero, this is called as principle of increase of entropy. Okay, if you need to write down this in terms of some statement, okay, so what this equation indicates, what this equation basically indicates, so this equation indicates that entropy of isolated system, entropy of isolated system either increases, try to understand, it either increases because this greater than sign indicates increases. Okay, so entropy of an isolated system either increases or remains constant, or remains constant. Okay, so entropy of an isolated system, it either increases. Okay, why it is increases? Because you have greater than sign. So entropy of an isolated system, it either increases, that means you have greater than sign. Okay, or remains constant. Why it remains constant? Because you have equal to sign. So this greater than sign indicates it increases. Okay, equal to sign indicates it remains constant. That means, okay, entropy of an isolated system, it either increases or remains constant. Okay, but it never decreases. But it never decreases because you don't have the less than or equal to sign, right? But you don't have less than or equal to sign. Okay, that's why it never decreases. So entropy of an isolated system, it either increases or it remains constant, but it never increases. Okay, and this is known as, okay, this is known as, okay, this is known as principle of increase of entropy. This is known as principle of increase of entropy. Okay, so this is the principle of increase of entropy. Okay, so this statement, you remember this statement, entropy of an isolated system never decreases. It either increases or remains constant. It is called as principle of increase of entropy. In simple, entropy of an isolated system, it either increases or remains constant, it never decreases, and that is called as principle of increase of entropy. Okay, now if you talk about the universe, okay, so universe is nothing but isolated system, right? So change in entropy of a universe, you will always get greater than or equal to 0, because universe is an isolated system. Okay, universe is an isolated system, so change in entropy of a universe is greater than or equal to 0. Now, if you talk about the universe composed of the system, okay, and surrounding, right? So change in entropy of a system plus change in entropy of a surrounding, okay, it is greater than or equal to 0, right? Because see, and universe is isolated system, so change in entropy of a universe is greater than or equal to 0. Again, the universe composed of system and surrounding, right? So change in entropy of a system plus change in entropy of a surrounding, okay, is greater than or equal to 0, right? Is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, now see, so what do you may understand? What do you understand from this reason? Okay, what do you understand from this equation which you have written? Okay, so from this equation, okay, you may write that entropy may decrease. Okay, entropy may decrease, okay, locally in some region. Okay, entropy may decrease locally, okay, at some region, okay, at some region it might decrease locally, okay, but it must be compensated, okay, but it must be compensated, it must be compensated by greater increase of entropy, in some other region, try to understand. Okay, this is very important. Okay, see, entropy, it may happens that entropy may decrease, okay, at some point entropy may decrease, okay, but in order to compensate that decrease in the entropy, that decrease of entropy, what will happen? At some other point, the entropy will increase by greater amount. Okay, let's say at some point entropy got decreased by 5. Okay, but in the region where it is increasing, it will increase by 10. So by 5 it got decreased, by 10 it got increased. So net effect will be the increase of entropy by 5. Okay, net effect will be the increase of entropy by 5. Okay, so this is what this statement says. Okay, now see what happens, and when entropy decreases, or when entropy increases, okay, so whenever irreversible process occurs, obviously entropy increases. Okay, So whenever every irreversible process is accompanied by increase of entropy. Okay, so I'll just write down this also. So every irreversible process, okay, is accompanied by every irreversible process is accompanied by increase of entropy, Okay, so see, I'm telling you, every process which is occurring in a nature is irreversible. Try to understand. Every process which occurs in a nature is irreversible. Every process which is occurring in a nature is irreversible, because no process is reversible. So every process which occurs in a nature is irreversible. As a result, whenever any process occurs, entropy always increases. Okay, so this is a very important statement. Every process is irreversible. So whenever any process occurs, entropy increases. Okay, now how to understand that the process is more irreversible. Okay, so whenever there is higher increase of entropy, you can say that the process is more irreversible. I'll just write down. So higher the increase of entropy, more the process is said to be irreversible. Okay, more the process is said to be irreversible. See, every process is irreversible. Okay, but whenever there is more increase of entropy, the process is more irreversible. Okay, in that manner, right? So see, this is basically the idea behind principle of increase of entropy, and this is very important. Okay, you understand that every process which is occurring in a nature is irreversible. So whenever irreversible process occurs, entropy increases. So overall, entropy always increases for every process which is occurring, right? So is that okay with this one? Have you understand this concept? Yes. I expect. Yes. Is there any doubt you're facing with this one? Just let me know that. Yes. Is that okay, all of you? Is that okay or not? Yes.
Yes,
so what
sir.
we'll do? Yes. Now see, now what we are taking, it is very important as far as the numericals on the entropy is concerned. Okay, so basically initially we will derive it. So you will understand, okay, what is the procedure to derive it. Okay, if we directly start using it, you might be in the confusion that from where it is derived. So we will first deriving those expressions, and further we will solve the problem based on derived derivations. Okay, so we will just first calculate the general equation for. I will just write down general equation for entropy change. And these equations are applicable to every process. Okay, so let us start deriving it. See, all of you know that, okay, we have seen this law. Delta U is given by difference between heat and work, right? Change in internal energy is given by difference between heat and work. Okay, if you need to write down the smaller form of this equation, I will write down this as du is given by del q minus del w. Okay, if you need to write down the smaller form, okay, so du is given by del q minus del w. Okay, see, du is a small change in internal energy is given by a small heat transfer minus small work transfer. Okay, or a smaller version. Okay, now if you integrate du, it becomes u. If you integrate del q, it becomes q. If you integrate del w, it becomes w. So delta u, q, and w, they are for a process, and this du, del q, del w, they are for a small part of that process. Okay, for a small part of that process. Okay. So this is what du is equal to del q minus del w. Okay, so I will just write down now. Okay, so del q. Okay, can write down. I will just write down this in a some other form. Okay, I will just write down this in a some other form. Okay, so what I will write down, I will just write down du. Okay, du is given by okay del q, okay, minus del w. du is given by del q. Okay, now when you say that the process is reversible, okay, so this will tends to be reversible. So del q reversible minus del w. Okay, why I have written as del q reversible? Because when the process is reversible, obviously heat transfer is reversible. See, this application or this equation is applicable. This equation is applicable only. This equation is applicable only for a reversible process. Okay, this I'll just write down for a reversible process. When the process is reversible, obviously the heat is added reversibly. Okay, when the process is reversible, heat is added reversibly. Okay, heat is added reversibly. Okay, so what I will do, I'll just write down this equation like this: del q reversible minus del w, okay, is equal to du. Okay, this is on the left hand side. I have taken this as the right hand side. Now see what I will do. I will divide this equation by t. Okay, let us call this as equation number 1. Okay, I'll just write down dividing equation number 1 by, okay, temperature, that is T. So when you divide this equation by T, what you will get? Del Q reversible by T, okay, minus del W by T is equal to du by T. Try to understand. See, this is the first law of thermodynamics. Try to understand. This is our first law. This is the first law of thermodynamics. This is the first law of thermodynamics, right? For what? For closed system. For closed system. And in closed system again, we have two processes. One is cyclic, second is non-cyclic. If it is a cyclic, heat transfer is equal to work transfer. Okay. But if it's a non-cyclic, okay, there is a difference between heat and work that is given by change in internal energy. So this is for a first law of thermodynamics for a closed system undergoing non-cyclic process. Okay, undergoing non-cyclic process. Because if it is a cycle, Q is equal to W, right? If it's a cycle, Q is equal to W. Okay, but here it's not a cycle, it's a non-cycle. So there will be some difference between heat and work, and that difference is given by change in internal energy. Okay, so this is the expression. We have written it in a smaller form. Okay, now what I done? Okay, I have divided this by temperature. Okay, now see all of you. This del Q reversible by T. Okay, del Q reversible by T. It is nothing but ds. Say yes or no? Del Q reversible by T. It is nothing but ds. Okay, that is called a change in entropy. See, this we have seen it already. This we have already seen it. Del Q reversible by T. It is nothing but ds. Okay, minus. Now remember, what is del W? Del W it is nothing but PdV. Yes or no? Del W is nothing but PdV upon temperature is T. Upon temperature is T is equal to okay, du. I will keep it as it is. I'll just keep it like du by T. Try to understand. Del Q reversible by T, it is nothing but change in entropy, right? What is del W? It is nothing but PdV. Okay, this we already seen in the first chapter. Del W is given by PdV. Del W is PdV. Del Q is TdS. See, I'll just repeat. See, del W it is nothing but PdV and del Q is nothing but TdS. Okay, TdS. Right. So from those we got these expressions. Okay, now what we'll do is, okay, this T is there, right? This T is there. We will multiply it. Okay, so this will tends to be TdS minus PdV. TdS minus PdV is equal to du. TdS minus PdV is equal to du. Okay, is equal to du. So from this, we will write down the equation as TdS is equal to du plus PdV. So let us call this as equation number 2. Okay. So this is a very much important expression, or this is called as TdS equation. Try to understand. This expression, it is very important because we need to utilize it for the third chapter, and that is basically availability. Okay, so you remember this equation. TdS, temperature into change in entropy, is given by change in internal energy plus P into dV. Okay, so TdS is equal to du plus P. So this is the first expression, and this is basically called as first TdS equation. This is called as first TdS equation. Okay, so I'll just mark this as equation number 2. Okay, now see, in the first chapter, when we are defined enthalpy we are defined as H is equal to U plus PV. Okay, so this we have already defined in the first chapter. Enthalpy is given by addition of internal energy plus PV. Okay, internal energy plus PV. Okay, so now what I will do is, I will just write down the smaller form. Okay, so DH is given by, okay, now what do we do? Okay, du, okay, I'll just differentiate it, or I'll just write down a smaller form. Okay, so differentiation of H is DH, differentiation of U is du. Okay, now differentiation of PV. Okay, differentiation of PV. How to do that? Okay, first into derivative of second, okay, plus second into derivative of first. Right? Yes or no? See, basically, what is differentiation? I am bringing this into a smaller form. Okay, H was there, I want DH. Okay, I'm differentiating it. Okay, so H becomes DH, U becomes du. Now for differentiating this PV, okay, it's basically differentiation of A into B. Okay, so how to write down the differentiation of A into B? Okay, A into differentiation of B plus B into differentiation of A. Okay, so this is what is written, right? So see, so I just write down DH is equal to, okay, see, all of you just have remember this. DH is equal to, so you can say this du plus PdV. Okay, du plus PdV, you got it. Du plus PdV, it is nothing but TdS. Okay, so du plus PdV, it is nothing but TdS. Okay, plus VdP, Try to understand. See, this du plus PdV, it is nothing but TdS. See, this is TdS. Okay, so what I do, okay, if I write down this equation in the form of TdS, so I'll get TdS is equal to DH. TdS is equal to DH minus VdP. DH minus VdP. Okay, just see this equation. Okay, just see this equation number 3. Okay, TdS is given by DH minus VdP. Okay, we got one more equation for TdS. So this was the first equation. Okay, we got one more equation for TdS. Okay, so TdS is given by DH minus VdP. First equation was TdS is given by du plus PdV. Okay, so these two equations are very important. Okay, in the third chapter, and that is basically availability. Okay, so from that point of view, you also remember this one. Okay, so let us move ahead. Okay, this was only the expression for DS. Okay, TdS, but we are not interested in TdS. What we want entropy change. That means what we want. What is the change in entropy? Okay, so if the entropy at the initial stage is S1, and if the entropy at the final stage is S2, okay, so I want change. That means I want S2 minus S1. Try to understand. If the entropy at the state 1 is S1, if the entropy at the stage 2 is S2, then I'm interested to get the value of S2 minus S1. I want this term. Okay, so let us start with the gas. Okay, let us start deriving for a gas. Okay, so for a gas, if you just see the gas, okay, so what I will do, okay, I will just write down this expression as it is. So for gas, okay, I'll just write down this equation. TdS is equal to du plus PdV. Okay, so I'll just write down this expression as it is. TdS is equal to du plus PdV. Now see, so I'll just write down TdS is equal to, here only I'll write down TdS is equal to, now see, now what do we want? We want change in entropy, sorry, internal energy. See, this term du is given by change in internal energy. So how you get change in internal energy? All of you see this one. See, if I ask you what is the value of U2 minus U1? What is the value of U2 minus U1? How you used to write down? It is mCv T2 minus T1, right? This is the formula for change in internal energy. U2 minus U1 is given by mCV T2 minus T1, right? So that means what? Delta U is given by mCV delta T, right? Delta U is given by mCV delta T. That means if I need to write down this equation in a smaller form, so can I write down du as, try to understand, can I write down du as mCV dt? Is that okay? I'm writing a smaller form. Okay, instead of delta U, I will write down du, right? Instead of delta T, I will write down dt. Okay, so I'll just write down this as du is given by now mCV dt plus what is that? Plus PdV, right? Plus PdV. Okay, so plus PdV. Okay, so this is the equation I got. See, this was the expression I've taken as it is, but in this equation, I have put the value of du. Du, I have put it as mCV dt. Now you might have a question, sir, why you written this for gas? Because for gas, you have two different values for a specific heat. For the gas, okay, there are two terms. One is called as a Cp, second is called as a Cv. Okay, both are different. See, basically C is nothing but a specific heat. C is called as a specific heat. When you write down it as a Cp, that becomes specific heat at a constant pressure. When you write down this as a Cv, it is a specific heat at a constant volume. So when you go for a gas, Cp and Cv are different. They are not the same, right? So for a gas I've written, that's why for du what I've taken mCv. So Cv indicates that it is gas. Okay, it is not only C. Whenever it's only C, okay, it is liquid. But we have C, we have written Cv. It indicates that value of Cv is different. Okay, the value of Cv is different. That means Cp will be obviously different. Okay, so that indicates that it's a gas, right? So now what we'll do, okay, we will divide this equation by T. Okay, so divide this. So dividing equation, okay, by T. Okay, so let us divide this equation by T. So when we divide this equation by T, what I get is ds is equal to mCv dt by T plus P into dV by T. Try to understand. See, if you want, I'll just write down. See, divide the equation. Okay, so when you divide it by T, okay, T gets cancelled. What is remaining? ds is given by mCv dt by T plus, okay, P into dV. Now see, this is very important. Huh? Just pay the attention here, all of it. Okay, now see, okay, how to solve it, right? How to solve it. Now see, ds. Okay, so I'll just write down ds is equal to m. Okay, ds is equal to m CV dt by T, mCv dt by T. Okay, now see what now I need to write down P by T. Okay, what is P by T? So this care you take. Okay, you know that PV is equal to MRT, right? You know that PV is equal to MRT. Okay, so what is the value of P by T? P by T is given by MR by V. Okay, P by T is given by MR by V. Okay, so P by T. Okay, when you bring this T here, so P by T is MR by V. So I'll just substitute that value here. Okay, P by T is MR by V into dV. Okay, see, this is nothing but P by G, right? P by T is MR by V. Okay, into dV as it is. Okay, now let us solve this one. So as I told you, I'm interested to get the value of change in entropy. I want change in entropy. Okay, I want S2 minus S1. That means I want delta S. So if I need to get the value of delta S, okay, obviously I supposed to integrate it. I supposed to integrate this equation. So I'll just start integrating this equation. So let us integrate. So let us integrate ds for process 1 to 2 is given by, okay, now see, mass and CV, it is constant value. So I'll just take it out. Mass and CV is a constant. So integration 1 to 2, okay, dt by T, try to understand, plus, now see, again, M and R, they are constant value. So that I will take it out. So MR, okay, integration 1 to 2 dV by V, try to understand. Because mass is constant, okay, CV is again constant, R is again constant. So that we can take it out, right? So now see, when you integrate ds, integration of ds is S for a process 1 to 2. Integration of ds is S for process 1 to 2, right? So E is equal to M CV Okay, integration of 1 by t. Okay, integration of 1 by t, it is nothing but log to the base e, right? Integration of 1 by t, it is nothing but log to the base, okay, log t, right? Log t, okay, to the base e, right? Yes or no, all of you? Okay, so what we'll do, instead of calling this as a log to the base e, I will call this as ln. ln, I will call it as ln because we need to solve this in a calculator. Okay, so I'll just write down this as, okay, this is nothing but ln. I'll just write down this is nothing but ln of t, right? ln of t for process 1 to 2. ln of t for the process 1 to 2 plus again m into r, Okay, in the same manner, what is the integration of 1 by v? Okay, it is the log to the base e, right? Log to the base e v. So instead of writing it, I'll just write down ln of v for the process 1 to 2. Try to understand. See, 1 by t is log t. Okay, log t to the base e. Similarly, 1 by v is log v to the base e. Okay, and base e you can write down these as ln. Okay, so let us do that. So s2 minus s1. See how we used to do that. Upper limit minus lower limit. S2 minus s1 is equal to mcv. Now how we used to do it? Okay, same in the same manner we need to do that, right? So it is ln of t2 minus ln of t1, right? ln of t2 minus ln of t1, okay, plus m into r, okay, into ln of v2 minus ln of v1, right? Upper limit minus lower limit, right? So this s2 minus s1, I will write down this as m into cv, right? Log a minus log b, it is nothing but log a by b. Okay, so ln of t2 by t1, right? ln of t2 by t1 plus m into r into ln of v2 by v1. Okay, it is again log a minus log b. So it is log a to the base b. Okay, log a by b, right? Log a by b. So this is what is written, right? So what we got? We got the expression for change in entropy, because s2 minus s1 is nothing but change in entropy, right? So let us call this as some equation. Let this be equation number 4. So how we got equation number 4? Okay, how we got this equation number 4? All of you just see how we got equation number 4. Okay, we have taken equation number 2 as it is. You can see equation number 2 we have taken as it is and we have solved it. So we have got equation number 4. Okay, so let us repeat same exercise by taking equation number 3. Okay, so I'll just take equation number 3 because initially I have taken equation number 2, I have solved. Same I will do it for equation number 3. So I'll just write down here TDS is given by DH minus VDP. Okay, so this is our equation number 3. Okay, this is our equation number 3. Okay, now let us solve it. Okay, let us solve this. So I'll just write down TDS is equal to now what is DH? See, same like see what is DU? Okay, this is the value of DU. Okay, now let us calculate what is DH. Okay, so if I ask you to calculate change in enthalpy, okay, how you used to calculate change in enthalpy? S2 minus H1 is given by mCp into T2 minus T1, right? This is how you used to calculate change in enthalpy. S2 minus H1 is mCp T2 minus T1. Okay, that means delta H is given by mCp delta T. Delta H is given by mCp delta T. Okay, that means I will write down DH as mCp dt. I will just write down DH as mCp dt. So I'll just put that value. Okay, DH I will write down this as mCp dt minus VDP. Is that okay, all of you? Is that okay or not? Let me know. Is that okay? Right? So as like what we'll do, we'll divide this equation by t. Okay, so I'll just divide this. Okay, I'll just write down here dividing equation, okay, by t. I'll just divide this equation by t. Okay, so what I'll get ds is given by m cp dt by t minus v dp by t, right? Try to understand. We'll divide this equation by t, so we'll get this equation. Right? Now I'll just write down this as ds is equal to m cp, okay, dt by t I will write down as it is. Now let us do with v by t. Initially we have done it with what? We have done it with p by t. All of you. Initially we have done it with p by t. Okay. Now let us do it with v by t. Okay. So I'll just write down again. See, all of you. I'll just mention here. Okay. PV is equal to MR. Okay. I'm writing the same equation. You can see PV is equal to MR. Now what I want v by t. Okay. So v by t is given by MR by P. Right. MR by P. Okay. So I'll just put that. So minus MR by P into dp. Okay, MR by P into dp. Okay, now let us solve this one. Okay, let us solve this one. Right. So this is the equation what we got. Right. This is the equation what we got. Right. Now we are supposed to get the. We need to solve this value. Right. We need to get the expression for change in entropy. Right. So what we'll do, we'll just integrate it. So integration ds for 1 to 2 is given by, okay, m and cp, they are the constant values. Okay, we'll take it out and we will integrate, okay, dt by t for process 1 to 2, right? Similarly, minus m and r, they are constant value, okay? M and r, they are constant value. So we'll integrate, okay, dp by p, we'll integrate dp by p for the process 1 to 2, for the process 1 to 2. Okay, now let us solve this one, right? Let us solve this one. So see, what is the integration of this one? Integration of ds is nothing but again s for the process 1 to 2 is given by m cp. Now integration of dt by t, we already know it's ln of t, right? Ln of t. Okay, again for the process 1 to 2 minus m into r as it is. Integration of 1 by p is again ln of p. Okay, for the process 1 for the process 1. Right. Now let us okay, put the limits. Okay, so this will looks to be s2 minus s1. Okay, upper limit minus lower limit is given by m, okay, cp. Okay, I'll just write down this as m, okay, into cp, okay, into what we'll get into inside a bracket, okay, ln of t2 minus ln of t1, okay, minus, okay, this minus I'll write down as it is, minus mr. What is that? Ln of p2 minus ln of p1 minus ln of p1. Ln of p2 minus ln of p1, right? P2 minus ln of p2. So let us simplify it. So s2 minus s1 is given by, okay, m into cp. See this one. Okay, when you see this one, okay, what is ln a minus ln b? It is ln a by b. Okay, so that I will write down. So it into ln of t2 by t1 minus m into r into ln of, okay, p2 by p1, right? So this is one equation what we got. One more equation we got. So this is again one more equation for change in entropy. This is one more equation what we got for change in entropy. Okay, now see all of you. Okay, what difference you will observe between these two equations? Okay, if you see equation number 4, if you see this equation number 4, equation number 4, okay, it is in terms of temperature and volume. Okay, see, if I just okay, let us talk about these three parameters: pressure, volume, and temperature. Let us talk about these three parameters: pressure, volume, and temperature. If you see this equation number 4, it is in terms of temperature and volume. I'll just indicate that it is in terms of temperature and volume. Okay. Equation number 4, it is in terms of temperature and volume. When you go for equation number 5, it is in terms of temperature and pressure. Okay, it is in terms of temperature and pressure. Try to understand. Temperature and pressure. Okay, we have the equation of in terms of temperature and pressure. We have it in terms of volume and temperature. Okay, if you just clearly see here, okay, we don't have the equation in terms of pressure and volume, right? See, this is missing. This link is missing. We don't have the equation between pressure and volume. Okay. So what we will do is, okay, we will start deriving that expression for, okay, expression which is in terms of pressure and volume. Okay. So for that, okay, any equation you can take it. Okay, any equation, okay, you can take it, right? Any equation you can take it. So either you take this equation or you take this equation. So you will get the equation in terms of pressure and volume. Okay, so let us start doing that. Okay, so what I will do, I will just take this equation. Okay, S2 minus S1 is given by mCV, okay, into ln of T2 by T1, okay, plus m into R into ln of V2 by V1. Okay, so this is a generalized, okay, this equation 4, I have written as it is. This equation number 4, I have written as it is. I just written as it is, right? Now let us put the values. Let us put the values. Okay, now how to do this? Okay, how to do this? Okay, so I'll just start it, right? So is equal to m CV into ln of T2 by T1, okay, plus m plus m. Now instead of R, I will put as CP minus CV. Okay, R is nothing but what? R is what? CP minus CV, right? R is nothing but CP minus CV. Okay, CP minus CV is R into ln of V2 by V1, right? This is R. R is nothing but CP minus CV. Okay, now what we'll do here? Okay, we'll just club the terms having coefficient CV, okay, followed by the terms which are having coefficient CP, right? So let us do that. Okay, so firstly, what I will do, I'll just write the terms having coefficient CP. Okay, so it is M. Try to understand. This is M into CP into ln of V2 by V1. So this term I will write down first, right? I'll just write down M. Try to understand. M into CP into ln of V2 by V1 into ln of V2 by V1. So this term I have written first, right? Plus now I will write down the terms having coefficient CV. Okay, so this is nothing but M into, okay, M and CV is common. Okay, I'll just write down this. Okay, M and CV is common. See, MCV is common. ln of T2 by T1. Okay, I'll just write down here. ln of T2 by T1. See this term, it is going to appear here. You can see M into CV into ln of this term is there, right? All of you can see this one. M in, okay, M into CV. See this term, you can see M into CP into ln of V2 by V1. This term it is already there, right? Says or no? Can you check this one? See, all of you see this one. M CV ln of T2 by T1. This term M CV ln of T2 by T1. Simply M CP ln of V2 by V1. This is also already there. M CP into ln of V2 by V1. Now the term which is missing. Okay. So this one, right? Minus what? See, you can see this minus of ln of V2 by V1. So okay, minus of ln of V2 by V1, right? Can you see this one? All of you, can you see this one? Yes, all of you, just see this one. See, these two equations are one and same. You can see this first term, mCV ln of T2 by T1. You can see mCV ln of T2 by T1, right? This is the first term. Next, you see mCP into ln of V2 by V1. You can see mCP into ln of V2 by V1. Next, third term you see, okay, m into minus CV ln of V2 by V1. M into minus CV ln of V2 by V1. Can you see this term? Right? Now let us simplify, right? So is given by M CP into ln of V2 by V1, right? Okay, plus M into CV plus M into CV, right? Plus M into CV. Now can I write down these like this? ln of okay, see this is ln of A minus ln of B, right? So this is nothing but ln of A by B, right? A by B. Okay, ln of A by B, right? So see, denominator of the denominator will comes into the numerator, right? Denominator of the denominator will comes in the numerator. Okay, so this is to be written like ln of T2 by T1. Okay, if you want, I'll just write down upon V2 by V1. See, upon V2 by V1. This is to be written like this, right? ln of T2 by T1, okay, upon, okay, this complete bracket I will mark, okay, ln of T2 by T1 upon V2 by V, right? So I'll just write down this equation as M Cp into ln of V2 by V1. I'll just keep it as it is, plus M into Cv into what we'll get? We'll get it this as into ln of M Cv into ln of, okay, T2 by T1 into V1 by V2. Try to understand, into V1 by V2, right? Because this is a, see, you can say denominator of the denominator, so it will go in the numerator, right? So now we should put some value for this, right? We should put some value for this. Okay, so for that, okay, you know all of this one, right? You know that, okay, we know this P1 V1 is equal to MRT1, right? P1 V1 is equal to MRT1, right? Similarly, we know that P2 V2 is equal to MRT2. P2 V2 is given by MRT2. Okay, so let us see. Okay, we are able to get something from this one or not. Okay, right? Let us see whether we are able to get something from this one or not. Okay, so from this, what you can write down? You can write down P1 V1 by T1 is equal to MR. Okay, similarly, from this equation, you can write down P2 V2 by T2 is equal to MR. P2 V2 by T2 is equal to MR, right? So when you just come, what you can say, when you just equate these two equations, okay, what we will get? It's P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2, right? P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. So from this, now just see how I am arranging it. I'm arranging in this form. Okay, so what I will do, all of you see here. Okay, so let us work out on this. Okay, this T2, okay, this T2, what I'll do, this T2 I'll bring it here, right? So when I bring T2 here, okay, T2 I'll bring it here. Okay, in the denominator we have T1 already. See, this T2 you bring it here, so T2 by T1. Okay, similarly this V1 it is already there. V1 is already here. You bring V2 here in the denominator. Okay, you can check it. See, T2 you bring it here, V2 you bring it here. Then what is remaining? It's P2 by P1. Yes or no? What is remaining? It's P2 by P1. Check it. These two equations are one and same. See, T2 you bring it here. Okay, T2 you bring it here, and P1 you bring it here. P1 you bring it here. Similarly, V2 you bring it here. So what you will get? T2 V1, okay, into V1 V2 is equal to P2 by P1. Let us put this value. Let us put this value in above equation. So when you put this value in above equation, what we'll get? We'll get S2 minus S1 is given by M Cp ln of V2 by V1, MCP ln of V2 by V1 plus M into Cv into ln of, now instead of this term, okay, this term, what we'll do, we'll put P2 by P, right? We'll put P2 by P. Okay, so this is one more equation. What we got? Okay, let us see. Last equation was 5. Okay, and now what equation we got it as 6. Okay, see, as you can see, as I told you, we want the equation in the form of pressure and volume. So you can see this expression, which is in the form of, okay, pressure and volume, right? So first equation in the form of temperature, pressure, volume. Second expression was in the form of temperature, pressure, and we got now one equation in the form of volume, pressure, right? So these are the three equations. You can see, okay, the equation number 4, 5, and 6. Okay, I'll just highlight this equation. Equation 4, 5, and 6. Okay, they are the general equations for entropy change. These equations, okay, these 4, 5, and 6. Okay, this equation, you can see this, all those equations. Equation number 4, 5, and 6. These are the equations for entropy change. But you remember that equation number 4, 5, and 6, they are applicable only for gases, because you have started with that only. Okay, see, you can see this for gas with which you have started, because why it is for gases? It's simple. Okay, you understand. In the formula, you have Cv, you have R, okay, you have Cp, right? So whenever you have different value of Cp and Cv, so obviously it will be a gas, because for a gas, specific heat at a constant pressure is different than specific heat at a constant volume. Okay, so whenever there is Cp is different and whenever Cv is different, so there will be some difference between Cp and Cv, that is called as R. Okay, so R is nothing but difference between Cp and Cv, right? So this is all about the general equation for entropy change. This is all about the expression for general equation for entropy change. Okay, so what we will do, okay, in the next lecture is, in the next lecture we will see the expression for entropy change for specified processes. Okay, so though the specified processes are, first was a constant pressure, second was a constant volume, a third was a constant temperature, fourth was an adiabatic, and fifth is an polytropic, right? So you see, you know all these processes because we have seen these processes in detail in the first chapter: constant pressure, constant volume, constant temperature, adiabatic, and polytropic. So in the next lecture we will derive the expression for entropy change for those ideal processes. Okay, those belongs to closed system, right? So okay, so today we will conclude this session, and in the next session we will start with the entropy change for a specified processes. Okay, so if you have any doubt or difficulty, okay, you can ask, right? Yes, let me know. Is there any doubt or difficulty you're facing? Yes. So if there is no any doubt or difficulty, okay, we will conclude the session, and in the next lecture we will continue this.